Gentlemen of culture, I join you today on this fine day. Got my coffee in hand ready to go. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about the Hot Girl Call Center, right? And we're also going to be, that's just what I'm calling this group of scammers, right? There's a reason I'm giving them that name, right? Because they've taken it a step above and beyond. It's looking like there is actually some kind of call center somewhere, probably in Asia somewhere. And right about now, there's like all these cute little Asian girls standing around a water cooler, and some Asian guy comes out and starts like screaming at them in Vietnamese, and these girls scamper off to their little computer, little workstations from, 1998, and they sit there, and it's their job to date guys, pretend to date guys. This is literally what these girls do. And they will take pictures of themselves, right? And this is where it becomes dangerous, because I could see this working on some guys. I could see this being convincing enough, because what they're going to do is they actually have said hot girl there to use. So she's going to send you audio recordings of her talking, and she's going to be talking about the conversation that she's having with you on the screen. And a lot of guys are going to be like, "Oh, that proves she's real." And like I was saying, that could also they could have just ordered Chinese food, and when the delivery lady got there, they could have just been like, "Here, read this off and I'll give you $20." Who knows how they're doing it? But the Hot Girl Call Center, they're pretty crazy about it, because what they will do is they will set a girl up with like a ton of guys to date all at the same time, and this girl will be in Manhattan. She'll be traveling around or whatever. She will go to a cafe and sit there, and she will talk to all these guys. And of course, I'm going to be in your state this next month. It's like you're dating this rich Chinese woman that has traveled the world. And I thought it was really funny, though. I told her I like classic cars, because I do. Who doesn't like classic cars? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I went to Cuba," and of course sends me a bunch of pictures of, like, this beautiful Asian model girl, probably going on all these different photo shoots, this obscure model. And they're sending me these pictures, and I'm like, okay, it's this hot Asian girl in Cuba sitting on, like old muscle cars and stuff like that. Cool, but you're not real. But the thing is, what makes them so insidious is this whole time they're not asking you to send them money. They're not asking for gift cards. They're trying to make future plans with you. And if you don't know anything about Chinese culture, you're not going to be able to see through it. First of all, this girl tried being like, "Yo, I have a bunch of Chinese businesses that I inherited from my late father, and this and that and this. And you're going to have to help them run those businesses, because I just don't have time with me traveling the world." And I could see some guys sitting there like, "Yeah, I'm going to give this girl the pipe, and then I'm going to run these Chinese Fortune 500 companies from, my grandma's basement." Like, no. No, for anyone that doesn't know, you can't own a company in China. You can't do shit like that. The only way, like, you have to be teaching over there to even for them to grant you permission to stay there. And in fact, what a lot of dudes do is they will marry a woman in China, and they will open a business, like a teaching school where they teach English. Guess what? The guy doesn't own like any of the actual business. It's all in his wife's name, because she's an actual Chinese citizen. And when his ass gets deported, that school is still there, and it's still owned by the Chinese family. And that is just how that works. So as soon as they started dropping that on me, I was like, "Oh, okay. Yep. I can't wait to run my first Chinese company into the ground." So anyway, that was, and guys, just be careful, because anytime something messages you on Tinder and they're just like, "Here's my whatever," they're gonna try to get you over to WhatsApp, because it seems like they already have a bunch of stuff scripted there, and it's an easy platform for these hackers, these goddamn scammers to work with, right? I don't want to call them hackers. I don't want to actually like give them some kind of hacking credit here. That's not what this is. I'm sorry if I say the word hacker. I'm not talking about hackers here. We're talking about scammers, right? Hacking actually. If these scammers were hackers, they wouldn't have to scam. They would just, I don't know, hack their way into some real money and not have to trick people and scam them for it. It's really, 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 really pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, this was the latest profile I was working on. I was getting a lot of good juice out of this. We have slutty Dora the Explorer here. I'm not going to lie. She looks good. She looks good. Now, I've hypothesized on how this came about. Either someone just purchased or stole a bunch of OnlyFans photos, right? Who knows who this chick is? Or some guy took a stripper home and she brought along her little suitcase with all her little outfits, okay? That could definitely be a possibility here. And he just managed to get a few pictures in between all the smashing he was paying for. Who knows? Who knows how this came about? But Nikki Beauty 46 here is definitely not real. So let me put you up on this. This little hellion is trying to say that, well, her husband died a couple years ago in a car accident, and she's just working at a grocery store, and everything she does is for her and her daughter. So, yes, gentlemen, somewhere out there, there is a grocery store cashier looking like this. She is standing there making her $7 an hour, hiding all of this. She's hiding all of this under her Kroger shirt. Like all these beautiful assets she has no problem putting on display on an Instagram account. And on top of that, all of these beautiful photographs. It's not like they were added day by day. They were all dropped here on the very same day. This is a burn profile that was made. It was all made in a day. They uploaded a group of this girl's photos. I mean, let's appreciate here. Let's appreciate here. They found a good one. But yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. Like, yeah, somewhere there's all of this under a freaking Kroger shirt. Yeah, No, there's not. No, because this girl right here probably got paid more for just this set of photos than, I don't know, somebody working in Kroger would make in 6 months. And clearly the photos are here. So she herself, whoever the hell she is, she already sold out. So no, this fine ass is not standing behind some Kroger counter unless she's buying shit for her next cosplay or whatever the hell she's doing. I mean, she looks good though. She's got them curves. Oh my goodness. So this girl is going to feed you this sob story and blah, blah, blah. And you know, to figure out what they're trying to scam off of you, you do kind of have to go along with it a little bit. They're only going to waste time on you if they think there's some kind of chance here, right? So, and this one was deceiving. I'll be honest with you guys. This is why I'm going to the Hot Girl Call Center here, because it feels like there were multiple people I have talked to. I feel like this profile gets handed off, and it's kind of like the same thing. There's a group of girls that will actually sit there and date you, and then night shift comes in, and they're going to try to steal whatever they can from you. What has this profile specifically went after? Well, to earn this girl's trust, and, you know, before she's going to let you meet her and date her and whatever, she needs to know you're real, and she's going to need like a photo of your driver's license and a photo of you and this and that. And luckily for me, I actually have like an old ass driver's license laying around here. I also have 3 houses out here, so I have old driver's license with different addresses on them and all sorts of shit. And I happen to have a gaming phone that doesn't have the best camera in the world in it. Right? Because why would you need that? And so I get these blurry ass pictures of my cut up driver's license, and I fill in the blanks for her. I'm like, this and that. Do you trust me enough now? And it's looking like that's kind of where the scam goes. They're looking for that. Because as soon as they get that from you, then The the SATCOM went down. That's it. You're not getting anything more from them. They're not going to hound you anymore. Unless maybe they feel like they can come back and maybe get some other information out of you, unless they find a way to, like, baby, that wasn't enough. I'm going to need to see your social security card. So it looks like that is what this is after. But like I said, the reason I'm talking about this, I don't want any guys to fall for this because it's, they're willing to put in some work with you. They will talk to you for like somebody's figured out that, it's easier to trick people once you spend more time winning them over and lying to them. So that is what they are doing here, and they will spend like a whole freaking day talking to you and telling you what they think love is. And the reason I think this girl goes back to the Hot Girl Scam Center is because I found some text that looked very, very familiar and had the same grammar errors. It had the same sentence structure. It was the same damn paragraph talking about, I don't know, cooking together and falling in love and a midnight dinner with candles and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. This is the same effing script from the Hot Girl Call Center. So maybe this is their scammers putting in like some overtime or something like that. There could be like a lot of different things going on here, but I just feel like I had to put something out because some guys will fall for this. Now, let's look for the red flags here. And guess what? The absence of any red flags is typically also a red flag, okay? And especially when we are dealing with quotation marks in the air here, ladies of the evening. Okay, now unfortunately, I do happen to be an expert in this field of research. Unfortunately, to me, I have this handicap, apparently, where 90% of women that I meet that are actually interested in me, they end up being goddamn strippers. I even had to have this rule when I was younger, the golden rule. I can't date strippers. I mean, because after you went and done that and made kids with them, and you're just like, no, I can't, no. There's only so much of my life that I can ruin at a time. Right? We can't just ruin the whole life, right? So I made that golden rule. Oh, it's been difficult. I've had to say no a couple of times. Oh, it was gut-wrenching. I mean, I will meet these girls at a pumpkin patch. And it's always the same thing. Some of them beat around the bush. I've heard, well, I'm a dancer. I'm an exotic dancer. I'm a dancer, but sometimes I take off my top. Some of them will just be like, I'm a stripper. They're just like, yeah. So, unfortunately, your boy knows all about that, and that's what I'm kind of looking at. I am looking at one of these women that would actually have a good conversation with me at a goddamn pumpkin patch, and I'd have to walk away from. This would have to be one of them. And I'll be honest with you, it'd be pretty hard to walk away from her standing like that. I'd have to like reposition myself to... Probably couldn't walk away from her standing there like that, but I'd have to reposition myself to a good angle and just be like, maybe. Anyway, the point being is, this is the kind of woman that I see here. So what's being portrayed in the text is just like, it's totally off. It's bullshit. They will even go so far as to making up work shifts. Oh, I'm going in for my cashier job. And of course, that gives these hackers 6-7 hours to go, these scammers to go 6-7 hours and go scam on somebody else. But they will actually stick to a schedule. And like I was saying about the Hot Girl Call Center, they have some of these girls on standby. You will get a woman's voice in return. They might not have this chick on standby. I did try to feel around to see if this was potentially just some girl that's actually there and just, being used to scam people. No, hell no. They couldn't afford this bitch. You know how much she charges by the hour? These pictures need to make some damn money. Yeah, so she is not there. They will have some other girl send like, her voice to you or something. And I was like, no, no, I want to see like some actual pictures of you. And all I got was hissing. They literally sent back hiss, HISSS. They would hiss at that. So um, apparently they didn't like that. That's what a cat does when they don't like something. They hiss at things. I don't know. So yeah, boys, do not fall for it. If something looks too good to be true, chances are it is. I would hate for any of my flock to get bit in the ass by something like this. And guess what, gentlemen? This woman will just she'll message you and just be like, "Oh, we're local. What's up? And you'll be like, "Really? You're this beautiful Kroger cashier, like posting pictures up like this on your burner profile." Guys, do not fall for this. Do not fall for this. I mean, enjoy it. Don't fall for it. Uh, and well, what's the saying going, Braveheart? Give them nothing, but take from them everything. It's the only reason why I'm still alive right now, where all of these strippers would have just eaten me up. Straight up. That is the only reason your boy is still here now. And be careful out there, gentlemen. Be very careful. The internet, turns out, is not a good place to shop for sex workers. Holy shit. Big surprise, right? I mean, there's too much there's too much trust that has to go into the process. I think if you send any call girl online, anywhere, any money, there is like a 99% chance that they're just going to keep that money. Because what it is even if this girl was real, she'd be sitting there talking to 1,000 people at the same time to try to get them all to bite, which is why in some of the conversations you get like the scripted text that you get. This thing will type up a response to like 300 people at a time, I think, and just send this out to them. And who knows how they're doing it? Who knows? But do you honestly think that when they are like, okay, I have time for a date, prepay me $50 right now. If there's 300 guys willing to pay $50 to lock down that, you think she's going to say no to 299 of them and only take your $40? No. No, she's going to accept everybody's $40 because guess what? She's not going anywhere. She's just going to sit there on that computer, burn those 300 people for 50 fucking dollars and move on to the next group of people. It's just not a good idea, guys. If you actually feel the need to go pick up one of these workers, I hate to say it, just go to a strip club. Okay? The truth of the matter is, sex workers online will never accept money for sex because they don't actually know. Even if they were real, they don't actually know what they're getting. And women are selective. Even prostitutes are selective. Have you guys ever seen like the old school Western scenes of the cowboy saloon, right? And there's a bunch of hookers on the wall, right? Because that's what they do. They work the saloon. Well, those girls work their way around the saloon. They pick the tables that they go to. Okay? Same thing with a room full of strippers. They will pick the tables that they want to go to give dances to first. Okay? And if you are a stud on their list, they're going to go over to you first because they're not going to mind doing that work so much. Okay? When I have had to go like pick my drunk friend up from the strip club or to one of their birthday parties, yes, you better believe that some of these strippers will walk by, sit in your lap, and from there, they will whisper in your ear, "I will come screw your brains out for $200 tonight. Here's my number, whatever." She's already approved that, well, she would have sex with you anyway, and this gives her a way to do it and make money. That is how real working girls operate. Just FYI, boys. So, yes, I'm sorry. It's going to take you some effort. You're actually going to have to go to a strip club, I guess. But then at least you get to have the girl sit in your lap before you ultimately decide whether or not you want to do that. Be careful. This still opens up the door to people getting robbed and set up. okay? And I've had friends in the hood that have talked about trying to use their stripping baby mama or their stripping girlfriend as bait. Um, it sounds insane, but you hear about these things in the newspapers, and from time to time, you don't want to be, you don't want to end up being a victim. And there's actually even been serial killers that have used women's profiles to lure people in. Yes, there was a serial killer. Um, he was had a fake profile as a woman, and he would tell people to come visit him, and in order to get to the location he gave, you'd have to like go into some kind of like hangar door or something, and it left a great spot for this guy to just jump out and hit you in the head with a bat or however he was doing it, and then you became his next victim. Congratulations, you are, a serial killer killed you because you fell for some fake profile on a dating site. That is literally the worst shit that can happen out of this. So just be careful, gentlemen. Just be careful. I've given you the answer just now. You're gonna have to work for it a little bit. Don't even play on the internet like that. I'm sure there's escort sites that work. People will say that. I don't know. I'm not really willing to find out, but I know all of this bullshit on Instagram and on Tinder, and I know that none of this will work. I've fed into it enough to see what they're going after, right? So definitely not worth it. Stay off the internet, friends. Stay off the internet when you're trying to shop for sex workers. Best of luck to everybody out there. We need it in a women's economy like this. Damn it. Be safe. Oh, it's a Gundam. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch that now. Later, boys.